What happens when one of the biggest AI infrastructure winners suddenly sees its margins collapse? Or if revenue next quarter might double, but profits still struggle to keep up? And last, something that most investors probably won't notice. What if NVIDIA's investment is quietly turning into customer concentration risk? Well, that's exactly where Supermicro sits right now. This is a company that's helped power the AI boom. It builds the servers that run the models. It works directly with NVIDIA. And yet, the stock, it's gone nowhere this year. So my questions today are very simple. Is this just a temporary margin issue? Are the AI tailwinds still intact? And what risks could actually slow Supermicro down just as demand accelerates? Now, if you're new to the channel, hey, what's up? My name is Rick Orford. I've been trading since 1999, and no, I'm not a financial advisor. That is a good thing. I break down the numbers so retail investors like us can make smarter, more confident decisions with our money.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. And you all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by almost 6 times. Go to fool.com/Ricko to get your 10 stock picks right now.
So, Supermicro Computer Incorporated, or Supermicro, is a US-based information technology company and a major provider of high-performance server, storage, and data center solutions. Its systems are designed for enterprise IT, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, 5G, and even edge deployments. The company was founded initially in 1993, and today they're headquartered in California, and they design and manufacture modular rack-scale data center infrastructure. These systems integrate processors, memory, networking, and cooling, all to handle demanding workloads and deploy quickly across all industries. Supermicro's data center building block solutions and turnkey systems simplify data center buildouts and reduce integration work for customers. The company also works closely with major chip makers like NVIDIA to optimize GPU-accelerated AI servers and scalable AI factory solutions. Its mix of hardware, software integration, and global manufacturing allows Supermicro to serve enterprise, cloud, and AI markets with customizable and energy infrastructure. So let's get into the recent news because it's kind of interesting. Supermicro recently announced a new 6U Superblade system that's powered by dual Intel Xeon 6900 series processors. The system is designed for high-density HPC and AI workloads. The enclosure is 32 inches deep and fits into standard 19-inch racks, eliminating the need for extra deep rack infrastructure. It supports both air cooling and direct liquid cooling and can hold up to 10 blades per enclosure. Compared to traditional 1U servers, this design reduces cabling and floor space while increasing compute density and efficiency. And this matters because it strengthens Supermicro's position in high-density, liquid-cooled data centers and expands its Superblade portfolio for AI and HPC customers across global enterprise markets. So, how did Supermicro perform last quarter? Well, let's have a look at the numbers. On November 4th, Supermicro released its first quarter fiscal 2026 results. It reported approximately $5 billion in revenue, and that's actually roughly 15% decline from $5.9 billion a year earlier. Gross profit for the quarter came in at just under $500 million, translating to a gross margin of roughly 9%. And that's a meaningful step down from last year, when gross profit was closer to $776 million with a 13% margin, or almost 13%. But this decline points to margin compression, likely driven by higher costs or perhaps even pricing pressure. When margins contract, every dollar of revenue produces less profit, and that reduces financial flexibility, weakens earning power, and even leaves the business more exposed if demand slows down or expenses rise further. But there is one data point that's keeping optimism alive. Management expects second quarter net sales between 10 and 11 billion, which suggests that revenue could double quarter over quarter And that leads to the key question that we're all asking right now. What's driving Supermicro's next phase of growth, and what risks could hold it back? These topics recently came up in my Discord, so let's break them down. Supermicro's partnership with NVIDIA remains its most important growth catalyst. This relationship places the company at the center of AI factory deployments. Through this partnership, Supermicro ships complete, ready to run AI systems built to NVIDIA's reference designs. These systems are pre-configured for cooling, power, and space efficiency and can be deployed quickly using Super Cloud Composer, which helps IT teams integrate them into existing environments with less setup. Last December, Supermicro announced a new liquid-cooled NVIDIA HGX B300 ready for high-volume shipment. These platforms come in both 4U and 2U configurations and are built for hyperscaler data centers and AI factories where GPU density, cooling efficiency, and of course rack space, well, these are all critical. The value proposition, straightforward. These systems allow customers to pack more NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs into each rack while using less power and cooling. And that supports larger AI models, lowers operating costs, and even enables faster infrastructure scaling. Now, beyond NVIDIA, Supermicro has also created a dedicated US federal entity that's focused on servicing government agencies that require secure, domestically controlled data center infrastructure. And this entity is designed to deliver data center systems that are designed, built, and all validated here in the United States. Through its data center building block solutions, Supermicro aims to provide full stack IT infrastructure to federal agencies. In practice, a dedicated federal entity can unlock larger contract opportunities, deepen agency relationships, and even create a more stable, long-term revenue base that's tied to government modernization and AI infrastructure spending. Understanding the upside, though, is only half of the story. Any disciplined investor also needs to focus on the risks. And to me, the most immediate concern is margin, or at least margin pressure. Supermicro is currently operating at its lowest gross margin so far, around 9%. While the company is still shipping a large volume of hardware, each sale is generating less profit than it did before. Now, analysts don't expect margins to recover quickly, but if margins remain this tight, sustaining earnings growth becomes much more difficult. It also leaves the company with a lot less room for execution errors, doesn't it? I mean, another major risk, I think, also comes from customer concentration and even credit exposure, which management has acknowledged in its recent quarterly filing. A small number of customers account for a large share of outstanding receivables. Specifically, 3 customers individually represent 29.5%, 19.7%, and 12.5% of accounts receivable. And this concentration increases sensitivity to changes in purchasing power, payment delays, or even just demand from just a few large customers. When a small group of buyers drives a large portion of revenue, results, they can swing more sharply. Revenue, right, becomes less predictable. Pricing power shifts towards customers, and financial risks, they go up. Even if one of these customers delays payment or cuts back spending, Supermicro can and will feel the impact quickly, at least on its balance sheet. So let's talk about the stock and see how it's performed recently. Supermicro currently trades around $29 a share at roughly 23 times earnings, with a market cap of about $17 billion. Now, for a tech company that's tied to AI infrastructure, that valuation is strikingly low. And the stock is down about 5% over the last year. But if you zoom out a little bit, the longer term performance does tell a different story. The stock is up about 820% over the last 5 years and almost 1100% over the last 10 years. So is Supermicro stock a buy right now? Well, consider that a consensus among 19 analysts rates Supermicro a moderate buy, and it's an upgrade from a hold rating just 3 months ago. The average analyst score is 3.47 out of 5, and of course has improved slightly in recent months. The high target price of $64 suggests there's about 121% upside from current levels. And I have to agree with that cautiously optimistic view. Supermicro is well positioned in the AI infrastructure market and is closely aligned with NVIDIA's roadmap. Of course, investors do need to respect the risks. Margin, right? It's still compressed, and revenue is still heavily concentrated among a very small group of customers. Any slowdown, any payment delay, or shift in demand from any of these three customers could pressure earnings and, of course, limit upside. But before I wrap up, let me ask you this. Are you bullish on Supermicro going into 2026? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, if you found the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps others find the video, it supports the channel, and it makes sure you don't miss out on my future deep dives. Well, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.